Hi, everybody. This is Greg. I'm going to be your live stream host for the evening. So thanks for tuning in. Spread the link around. We are going to have in this bout, we are going to have the following schools. This is our first semifinal bout of 2016. So in this bout, we have both Lincoln High and Lincoln Southeast. And then we also have, sorry. Where are they? Oh no, I lost some. There we are. Okay. So we have Lincoln High, Lincoln Southeast, Gothenburg, and Scott Catholic. This is going to be a really good bout. All of these teams have shown up with incredible work. Gothenburg traveling from afar, as well as the two Lincoln High schools. And then so we've got a really great bout lined up. Some of these teams have been in finals. Lincoln has been a champion. So this is going to be really good. Only one team will get to go on to the finals this year at the Holland Center on April 25th. So I'm going to flip the camera. You're going to, I'm going to flip the camera around. You're going to have the sweet sounds of you'll be hearing DJ Brent Crampton kind of throughout the night. And then I will be in the chat room mostly is where I'll be doing my commentary for tonight because I don't have my full mic setup available to me today. So I'll be in the chat room giving you some score updates and stuff. I'll try and keep you up to date and try and make my math.
We're going to get started in like 2 minutes. But
man,
ask those of
it's popping off.
To move up and create a scene. Amazing spectator audience energy right here. That would be amazing if you could move up. That's what I want. I'm looking at you, so you'll do it. Move up. Move up. Move up. Yeah. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Thank you. Yes. We got a 2 minute start time. Whoa, awesome. Jason Kapsky or Miles Jordan? Are you in the room and I've not seen you? Everybody, hello. Welcome to the semifinals of Omaha Thank you all for coming out tonight. It's going to be a blast. We've got teams from Lincoln High School, from Scott, from Lincoln Southeast, and from Gothenburg. Keep it loud all night for every team, the one you came with and the one that was just on stage and rocked you anyway. Yes. Right. My name is Stacey Wade. I'll be one of your hosts for tonight. You know this guy. How many of y'all been to a poetry slam? Okay, how many never been to a poetry slam? Yeah, some of y'all lying. Okay, I'll tell you this stuff anyway. Slam poetry was invented in the 1980s by a Chicago poet and construction worker named Mark Smith. His name was Mark Smith. So, Mark Smith. Alright, never mind. Violin Bomb was created in Chicago by Kevin Colbert and Anna West. And now we have Violin Bomb Great Plains right here in Nebraska. It is huge and awesome.
make the tournament. And here we are, which is 16 left.
16 left. There's only 16 left.
So here's what's gonna happen. You know the 4 teams involved. They're each gonna send up some poems, and we're all gonna cheer for all these poems because they're gonna be awesome because this is the semi-freaking final. So each poem is gonna be original work, not plagiarized, not Beyonce lyrics for 3 minutes. Poems that these people have written and worked on and are proud to bring on stage. So you got 3 minutes, then we give you 10-second grace period. Then the poem starts losing points. But who cares? Because the points, are they the points? No! The point is the poem, and we're going to hear a lot of great ones tonight. So, rules include no props, no costumes, no musical accompaniments. There's a lot of crazy stuff, but we've been through it. We're in the semifinals, so we should hopefully know it. Now, we're going to have a single person on stage for most of these poems in the first 4 rounds. We might see 2, 3, or 4 once or twice, or 3 or 4 times, but the 5th round is all 4 people on stage delivering work that they've written and worked on together. So, you know, that's the show.
It sounds like it's going to be awesome, I think. That's what I think it sounds like.
It should be enjoyable.
How many of y'all love this LTAP community? So I'm going to read you the little spiel you've heard before, but this is how you stay loving it. In the interest of creating the safest and most inclusive space possible, we ask that poems not contain profanity, sexually explicit or pornographic language, gratuitous violence, racial, ethnic, gender slandering, homophobic, anti-religiously discriminatory, ableist, or otherwise discriminatory slur, speech, or language. I did it for the first time this year, and I'm through without messing it up. Yeah, I feel good about that. I've been practicing that in the mirror, like its own little slam poem, so I feel like I've accomplished something here tonight.
Yes.
That said, some of our poets may issue trigger warnings if their poems contain potentially traumatic content, though that is not a requirement.
No, it's not. But remember, everybody here, we've signed an honor code. We're part of a community. Let's support each other, support the other teams in the bout, out of the bout, support everybody. It's going to be a blast. Now, there are 5 people in the room who you don't necessarily have to support, but hopefully you will. We've got 5 judges who are holding scorecards, and they are wonderful, fantastic human beings, including, I have 3 celebrity judges lined up, and 1 showed up. Maggie Wood from Inclusive Communities. Celebrity judges, I love it. So, these judges are going to listen to the poems, ruminate on them, swish them around like a fine line in their brain.
For like 5 seconds.
Yes. And then hold up a number between 0 and 10.
That is completely irrelevant to all things except this slam.
Yes, exactly. So, judges, you've got the scorecards, you've got the power. Everybody else has to just sit and take it, right? No! That's true. I suppose if you saw a poem that you thought was spectacular, though the judge perhaps missed it for some reason, often involving cold medicine. But the judge might have missed it, so if you see a great poem, what do you do? And when the judge gives that poem a 5.0, what do you do?
Okay, judges, don't be afraid of that. That's nothing. It's nothing. They don't mean anything by a word.
So judges can go out to 1 decimal point. The grading from 0 to 10. 0 is the worst poem ever. A 10 means they're going to take the first folio from the Durham, throw it in the trash, and put that poem there. That is what a 10 is.
10 is really good, in case you have no idea what art is.
Yeah.
10 is super good.
So you got a lot of numbers in between there. There's plenty of room. You can go out to 1 decimal point, and it all works. So is that it? Yeah,
I think that's it. Oh, no, well, hold on. I have to tell you something else first before. I know you all want the sacrifice. Just hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Because they want to be quick for that sacrifice. Okay, if you have one of these little gadgets in your pocket that looks like this, oh, look at my son, he's so cute. Okay, if you have one of these gadgets in your pocket, it should be off or on silent. All right? I don't even want to hear. out of someone's pocket. Because when I'm all like listening to a poem and I'm getting the feels and everything, like I just don't want that. I want to be like, what's that? Is that mosquito? Like, just turn it off. It's off. Is the phone off? Double check if you didn't double check. Now what happens in that Mason?
Now I guess we just start
the slam, right?
What is going on? Calm down, alright? And start clapping because God asked me to tell you who are sacrificing if you don't know. We're going to start off tonight with a poet from Omaha West Side. Let's see if Rebecca Hall getting her sacrificial.
Okay, good. So my name is Rebecca Onken. I can't see any of you, but I know you're there. I'm from West Side, obviously, and my poem is Weakness is a Name, and I have not memorized it. So, weakness is a name. It's 5 letters with a Y at the end. Its vowels switched around and eyes that stare just a little too long. Their mouths lengthening out the K sound as they use it to bite at my ears. Those moments when the meaning of it and its beginning were shamed. The kids gathered around the sidewalk yelling out consonants and vowels, but never mine. Their burning words and acid letters scorching my white skin. It's a harsh lesson that begins with a B. It's abrasive and sharpened by knives that curve like letters. It's an E that becomes a U, and salty vowels that track down my cheeks. Some say it so kindly, it's disarming. Some say it with impatience that causes an alphabetical body to flinch. And phonics break my skin and expose my curved capillaries, so I try to force a smile just a little wider, exposing my teeth that have 26 cavities. In one moment, he decided B-E-C-K-Y was a good name. Now it weighs down with shame and fear, and each time it's invoked, my alphabetical face burns hot, and my consonant fingers tighten. Every moment I'm reminded of it is a moment I have lost to it. For be impervious to this name, the one that draws syllable blood and word origin tears that track down your face, pleading for understanding. Don't wish to bite at their heels with their own sharpened lettered knives, for you are more. Don't feel the way it closes in on your beating heart filled with sentence structure. Purge all so that the punctuation loses its sting and become a syllable wasteland. I close in around B-E-C-K-Y and tear it asunder, resurrecting as R-E-B-E-C-C-A. For 7 letters are more difficult to mock than 5. It demands alphabetical respect, and nicknames bow to me. No longer am I haunted by the lettered knives and acid letters, but am lulled by the peace of 3 syllables. For I am free from my phonics cage, and my punctuation is my own, and my vowels no longer track down my face. Configured vowels do not lose their sting, though, burning my skin with its imprint always. And my 5 letters hang like a chain around my neck, weighing me down as I pronunciate R-A-B-E-C-C-A. Weakness is a name.
The judges, this is your first round. She's down with one of the teams competing tonight. She is on her way of squeezing one more poem into the night. We're calling you to sacrifice some seconds for the judges to practice on, and it will be awesome. So, who's up Alright. We got scores up at the 7.9. A 7.8. A 9.9. An 8.1. And an 8. There you go, judges, that's how it works. Don't let your scores go up just because people are booing at fairly reasonable scores. They're opinionated, or perhaps they are all from the team that poet is from. Don't listen to the audience. They're all biased. They all want to date the poet. Because everybody wants to date poets. That's not how my high school was. But anyway, it's a different time. We got a lot of involved now. It's all good. So, reminder of other things you call up. People to bring them up for their teams. Everybody who's here, we encourage you to come to all the semifinal bouts. If you're a student on one of the teams, you can pick up a card at the table outside, get it initialed at every single semifinal, and you get a free t-shirt Thursday night. Because we want you to come out and support every team, your own and every other team. So, it's a big room. If we can have, when I call an on-deck poet, please send your poet up to one of the staircases. First up, our first on-deck poet will come from Scott High. But put your hands together and bring them all the way to the stage. Our first poet from Lincoln High School!
Are you from Scotland? This was filled with laughter. Obviously, I'm not from Scotland. I chuckled, feeling I was excluded from an inside joke. Jokes are less funny when the punchline erodes your pride. Especially with pride, people take things for granted. They forget basic facts ingrained in their heads will never be printed in mind. Being adopted leaves me with questions that I don't know. I don't know who my birth parents are. I don't know how to respond when you say, "Are you from North Korea?" I don't know why you say that. Are you trying to be funny because I'm not laughing? I don't know why you find humor from your ignorance instead of error. I don't know. Sometimes I wish I could go into my own home and see a room full of people who share my same dark hair, narrow eyes, and square nose, but I can't, for my DNA matches a family halfway across the world in a home where I will never belong. No, I don't miss my real family. They aren't real family to me. No, I'm not angry at my birth mother. Why would I be? She was only 19. Stop asking about my real family. Don't you get it? My real family is the one I have now, not the one connected by blood. The phrase, "You're my best Asian friend," singles me out. I wish the value of my friendship wasn't determined by my ethnicity. The Asian jokes I pretend to tolerate hurt my heart. No identity should be seen as an insult. I feel inferior, try to explain. You interrupt, say you understand. But you don't understand. You don't understand how it is to look in the mirror and wonder if life would be easier if you were white. You don't understand how frustrating it is knowing that you can't call your birth mother asking for sympathy because language is a barrier as thick as your desperation, so no. You don't understand. Next time, before saying something that could be seen as insensitive, stop and reconsider. And yes, there are lots of things that I don't know, but I do know this. I do know my name is Bailey Steinbach. I do know I am not ashamed of my race or my story. I do know I was born in Kunsan, South Korea. I constantly struggle with not knowing, but I've come to realize things I don't know are much less important than the ones that I do.
Here are these scores that don't mean anything. All right. Okay. Okay, you want to hear some scores? All right, here's the scores that don't matter. We have 8.0, 8.5, 8.7, another 8.5, and a 9. Southeastern all day. Right now, we're going to bring up the boys. 2, 1, go!
My name is Claire Coleman, and I'm a freshman at Scott Catholic. And this is Relent with lyrics taken from Jar of Hearts. Who do you think you are? The juice box and the milk carton eyed me like I was getting to choose between a kindergarten Red Bull and a 5-year-old's nightmare. My sister's voice was in the back of my head, reminding me that it was not very ladylike to belch bubbles in front of boys. The first time I fathomed the way a boy would look at me with revulsion because I was being myself, and my fault was found in the result of another woman's opinion. But this girl who once confidently crawled into a dishwasher believing it was a blast to the constellations is now smothered by 1 million eyes that stare with utter encouraging disappointment. I learned to live half a life. The first time I saw that black tube filled with eye goo and a jar filled with nothing more than runny face paste to cover teenagers' acne was the day after you told me I wasn't that fat. Who knew muck on a stick could fill the inevitable wounds of a 6th grader, 7th grader, 8th grader longing for an empty stomach with a side of thighs? The pathways of passing periods have evolved into a wicked world filled with horns attached to Barbie doll heads and lipstick enclosed onto a pucker where words will echo into eternity. Gymnasiums, bathrooms, but weren't meant to be heard at all. Don't you know I'm not your ghost anymore? When you first introduced me to your Confederate, she did a full body scan. As I reached out to shake her hand, she barely grasped it. And I couldn't tell if that was a metaphor for the way my stomach was wobbling, or how I'm too easily controlled, or maybe she felt my thoughts in my hand, and maybe I just wish it would stop. You have become the center of my universe without my permission. My words are shaking the place I once felt safest. Now makes me question how you began, cycled, and ended the positivity I felt inside my skin. I never gave you permission. Every time I now walk by a sheet of glass and stare, I struggle with the word recover, because I don't want the world to know that I might not have survived someone else's opinion. My middle school innocence blended with your taunting rhymes still circle throughout my mind, but I won't allow your words to have the privilege to mold my actions. I will not let you mold my actions. I will not settle for a face-painted, juice-boxless, bubbleless world.
stage for the stars, and I'll just stand here where I can probably see the scores better. Judges, hold up numbers addressing
I hear her asking all around.
All right, we got a 9, a 9.1, an 8.6, a 7.7, and a 9.5. Let's hear it! Got the numbers! Gothenburg is on deck, but up next, let's hear it for Lincoln Southeast!
Hi. My name is Austin Rousseau. I am a junior at Lincoln Southeast High School.
Yay, nice!
And this is a promise. As I look around the cold, dark hospital room, I see people. And faces and voices familiar but unrecognizable. There's a bed. In that bed is Grandpa, breathing heavy and dying, but no one really wants to think about that, so they distract themselves with conversation of football. I half listen as I relax in a comfortable chair, hoping that it eases my pain, but it doesn't. Look up at Grandpa, close my eyes, and think about him. Not as he is, but as he was. Me and him rolling down O Street in his pickup truck, he turns to me and asks me that same stupid question he asks me almost every single time he sees me. So Austin, you got that girlfriend yet? I smile and blush, and for the 17th time respond, no, Grandpa, I don't have that girlfriend yet. But when I do, you're the first one to know. I promise. They continue to talk, and I continue, Daddy! I open my eyes and see what I feared the worst. He's dead. We all line up to say our goodbyes. His children who I really didn't know, his grandchildren who I really didn't know, his brothers and sisters who I didn't even know he had, while Grandma's in the hallway banging her head against the wall because she can't say goodbye again. As I kiss him on his cold cheek, I think to myself, Grandpa, I never really knew you. I guess that makes us even because you really didn't know me either. Grandpa, you died thinking that I was going to play football. You died thinking that you were going to watch me on TV in a Husker jersey and playing Texas A&M in their place, but Grandpa, you died before we left the Big 12. You died before you got the chance to hear me sing my songs, before you got the chance to see me become somebody else on stage. Grandpa, you died not knowing I was going to write poetry about you. About how you loved everyone around you and how I was there when you took your final breath. Grandpa, you died thinking that I was going to keep my promise, but Grandpa, I can't keep my promise because you died before I got the chance to tell you I'm gay. You see, you really didn't know me. I didn't really know you either, but as I sit here and think about who you were, I start to realize that none of that would have mattered. That instead of my football games, you would have went to my choir concerts and my performances, and as we rolled down O Street in your pickup truck, you would ask me that same stupid question you ask me almost every single time you see me. So, Austin, you got that boyfriend yet? I smile and blush. The 18th time respond, no, Grandpa, I don't got that boyfriend yet. But when I do, you're the first one to know. I promise.
Judges, I need your scores! All right, we have an 8.8, an 8.9, another 8.8, a 9.1, and a 9.2. Judge, you're on deck to start round 2, but we're going to end round 1 with a poet from Gothenburg. Hello, everybody. I'm Roman Schmidt, a senior from Gothenburg Public Schools.
We are poets!
And my poem is titled Broken Bows and Burning Violins. The greatest violinist I ever knew was also my best friend. He would play the strings and I would pound the keys, and together we would harmonize like milk and cookies. Although, if I'm ever going to be fair, I never could compare, because that kid was a genius, making music with his broken bow and his untuned violin. The greatest violinist I ever knew was accepted into Juilliard when he was only 16. But he couldn't go because his parents couldn't pay the bills. But you know what? He was all right with that. He once told me, angels have wings that allow them to fly, but he has a bow that allows him to soar. And soar he did. It never mattered the time or the place he would play. At home, he would play. At work, he would play. And even when he was sitting in the hospital bed, he continued to play. I remember listening to his sad sonata as it resonated through the hospital halls, asking the universe in the key of E minor, is there a God? To this day, I still don't know if he ever got an answer, because in death, still he continues to play. From the will of the greatest, no, from the will of my best friend, I received three things. A violin held together by stickers, glue, and passion. I received a letter written on the back of an unfinished masterpiece, and I received an invitation to his 21st birthday party. We decided to celebrate it anyway. Together, we stood along the side of a blackened lake, and we listened as the universe played a melody to us. The water was the percussion, the tree leaves were the woodwinds, and the fire pit was the strings. And when it came time for the violin solo, I did what was asked of me. I set the old violin down upon the cinders, and we watched as green smoke and flame slowly consumed it, as it twanged and it cracked, keeping perfect rhythm with the rest of the universe. It was the exact same song that I had heard echoing through the hospital halls only a week and a day before. The greatest violinist I ever knew played at his own funeral. It was a song of broken bows and burning violins.
All right, let's go for Gothenburg, judges. All right, we have scores of a 9.3, a 9.2, a 9.6, 9.7, 5.8. All right, that is the end of round one. One note for everybody, I was informed, make sure you have shoes when you go on stage with Joslyn is unhappy. You don't want to make them unhappy because they're awesome and giving us this fine space. Let's hear it for the Joslyn Art Museum. All right, on deck, we have Lincoln Southeast up next. Got a public from Scott.
Thank you for being relatively the same height as me. Hi, my name is Rebecca Snowden. I'm a junior at Scott Catholic. I like your And this poem was written for my grandma on the 17th of December, 2015. And it's titled 5 Days Before. Tchaikovsky. You lay in bed, sheets as crisp as the cold winter air that has just begun to arrive. We watch your breaths meet the notes of the music. Last time I saw you, you were sitting up, smiling, petting the Yorkshire Terriers who will never greet you there again, and now, well, we sit here with Tchaikovsky, lifting you up not with the support beams of promised cures, but with soft pillows. There is no cure to age. It's as if I am mourning with you still alive, raising my heart out to meet your hand. You are frost on the winter trees, delicate, pale, and just waiting for that sun to rise. Tchaikovsky sits with us. I wish it could be our choir concert instead. We sang "Oh Holy Night," and to have seen your face lift itself to the sound, it was the first one you couldn't make it to. I wish I had the power to harmonize with myself. Split my vocal cord into 4-part harmony just so I can soothe you to sleep. They say music is all you react to now. Though Tchaikovsky has yet to begin his finale, it's time to go. A hug, a whispered "I love you," a short gasp of air, something to let us know you recognized it, recognized me, responded to me. It is the first time you reacted since we got there. My first instinct is to yank myself away, choke down the sobs that want to rise, so easily stand there before forcing myself back to you, caressing these bird-like bones that have flown you so far in all their fragility. Tchaikovsky is still wrapping up his coda as I whisper it to you another time. I love you, not goodbye. Even now I will not let that word come tearing out of my throat. I love you is the closest I ever get. Packaged and wrapped like a present on Christmas morning. Grandma, I wish you Christmases in your haze now. I wish you every Christmas morning you've ever found yourself joyous. I wish you comfort, as soft as the touch of your hand in mine. I wish you peace in your mind, if not in your body. And I wish you reconciliation of your pain and ours, to that discordant harmony of strings that grows ever softer in the restrained vastness of this room. In whatever the afterlife holds, I wish that you and Grandpa can see each other again for who you were in life before nursing homes. This is for everything I could never say to you, knowing that it might be the last thing to make it from my lips to your ears. I put all of them into this last. I love you. Sleep well.
I'm at 8.8. I'm at 8.4. I'm at 8.9. At 9.2. And at 9.7. Officers, you are on deck. Right now, we're going to hear from the boys. Lincoln South.
My name is Braden Maggart, and I'm from Lincoln Southeast High School. And this poem is called "All the Things My Family Never Wants to Hear Me Say." Okay. What is wrong with me? A question I've been asked several times throughout my exchanges with guardians and therapists and teachers. Why didn't I say something? The question posed by students from an earlier date on my timeline and therapists after the fact, staring at me with curious eyes. They didn't care, they wanted to know, needed to jot down some notes for insurance. So I sat there with a muted tongue. They prescribed me every drug they had that was supposed to make me want to live. Then when I was 15, they realized I was never clinically depressed. There was never an imbalance. Just a depersonalized high that made me sleep all the time, even when I wasn't sleeping from taking pills I didn't need. I had a world inside my brain that only I knew existed. It was like having weights in my skull, weights that my arms can't lift, weights that don't wait before adding more weight. But somehow, it was a world I couldn't surrender. And there was no companion, there was just me and PTSD. I was a child, I am a child. Parents teach their children which rules are okay to break. They teach them the rules in the first place, and they teach them the difference between feeling good and feeling bad, feeling happy and feeling sad. And I grew up not knowing the difference. This is the story I will take with me to my grave. The sound of the ball pouncing on the concrete, the wind through premature skin, and a nearly matured mind attempting youth. A 6-year-old mind that shouldn't know but does. And you are not wise, you just understand things you shouldn't have to. Things some adults don't have to know. Muscle memory to an experienced driver works just the same for a 9-year-old who can roll when their inspiration is too high to roll themselves. Lips pressed in a thin line, dirty fingers, a green thumb caressing the red marks on your cheeks. A 13-year-old who shouldn't know what colors of concealer best cover a bruise. 15, truth or dare, and people ask me if I'm a virgin. And I don't know what to say, because this is months before I even consider consent, because the subject makes them uncomfortable, as if the blood was dripping down their 8-year-old limbs, as if they listened to the lullaby in their mind that sung, what did I ever do to deserve this? A lullaby that lulled them to sleep by listing off all their faults in every fit they ever threw in a grocery store, and all times they weren't good for the nanny. 17, and I cough her up, sober and clean lullabies. What did I ever do to deserve this? 5 years old, what if I die before I hear them say they love me? 7 years old, what if I die before the nightmares go away? 13 years old, what if I die before I learn how to ride a bike? 15 years old, what if you were taught to roll and mix instead of how to ride a bike, instead of foursquare, instead of how to minus and plus? What if you sin before you know how to be good? What if I die before I'm buried? This is a story that was written to break me, but didn't.
Your child's future was the first to go with what you cut. If you think that hurts, then when it comes to uppercut, the school was garbage in the first place. That's why I open up.
Our scores are, we have a 9. We have an 8.7. We have a 9. We have a 9. And we have an 8.3. On Jet, Lincoln High School. And up right now, let's hear it for Joslyn Art.
Hi, my name is Jill Smith. I'm a freshman at Gothenburg High School.
We are poets!
Boom!
And my poem is entitled, My Personal Trainers Called Eating Disorders. Hi, welcome to your How's Your Beef Skinny Guide. Whether you received a fat joke from a friend that was just trying to tell you something, or you thought perhaps you could lose a little weight and want to be your type of skinny, then you've come to the right place. We'll push you harder than ever before with a simple step-by-step instruction list. Are you ready to lose all of this? Then let's begin. Step 1. Get rid of any subscription to anything that lets you watch movies for free. I'm talking about Netflix, Hulu, Crunchyroll, and anything remotely close to it. Delete that YouTube app because you won't need or want to watch someone scarf down cinnamon while you yourself will be on a strict diet plan. Getting rid of these things will make you focus on your body appearance rather than envying Megan Fox's perfect curves. Here's the secret. Binge-watching Gossip Girl will not give you a summer-ready bikini body. Step 2. Begin your diet plan. First, you'll start with a simple menu that consists of sad salads and maybe a glass of tea, but add absolutely nothing else. Eventually, you'll start to think that ice adds calories, which means you're doing something. Soon you begin to see there isn't much change, so maybe you don't need breakfast, or dinner, or supper, or really anything at all, ever. But then you'll see what you have to do. Start caging yourself inside your room instead of going anywhere near the kitchen. And when you have to eat, know that your toothbrush is only for cleaning, and this will be your new best friend. Next to the toilet, step 3. Now get rid of all of your friends. Not only will they try to feed you false lies about your body being beautiful, when we all know that's not the truth, They just bring too much happiness. Being happy isn't friends is about as being as thin as a piece of paper, legs as small as baby carrots, and being able to see your rib cage without sucking in, because the more bone outline you see, the more you're getting closer to your personal goal. Who needs friends when they'll be jealous of your body independence anyway? Not healthy? They just don't know your body like we do. Step 4. Exercise always. Never stop. Run, run, run. Keep going until the sweat is no longer beads, but instead of coursing river of water and salt. Make sure you lift weights until your arms and legs are numb from all the good you're doing. No breaks. We have to keep going. We want you to swallow down your dry heaving, keep stomping on that elliptical, because there's no way your fat body is going to get any better if you take a 5-minute rest. Oops. If done carefully and every day for the rest of your life, you should be skinny forever. In the process, you lost all of this. No, wait, you lost all of this. You might not have a social life or friends anymore, but you have a treadmill that will always encourage you to keep going. And me, so you can call your personal trainer. Yeah, we know you almost starved to death, but sorry, no return policy, because this is the price you paid for. Plus, we'll always be there to watch what you eat and stay this way forever. We know exactly what we're doing. In fact, you could call us experts. So, don't you want to be our type of skinny?
Alright, I have an 8.9, an 8.1, an 8.4, a 9.5, and a 9.5. Now these two are on deck. Right now we're going to hear from the boys from Lincoln High School.
Hi, my name is Jack Buchanan, and I'm a sophomore at Lincoln High School.
And I'm Liam Christian, I'm also a sophomore at Lincoln High School. And this poem is titled The American Way. 2001, when the towers came tumbling down, our leader said, "We do not apologize for crimes that we commit in defense of liberty. We're a nation of freedom, all the way to the edge of the Rio Grande.
But if you don't want that same government as that shining city on the hill, then I'm just saying they're gonna let it go
until a AAA death squad is rolling through your streets, stomping out unions, dissent, and free speech. And while you demand an end to this today, we say, hey, it's the American way. You want Allende, but we want Pinochet, a man who defends our interests in Chile. So gather all your comrades in a line to get on a plane for a one-way ride into the sky, into the sea.
Democracy's for us. Don't you get it? Other nations run production while we take all the credit. We defeated the king.
So don't forget his throne.
We're free from the empire, so we created our own.
We defeated Hitler and we nuked Japan, and the American condor flew above South American land. Democracies fell to the CIA's puppets. Year by year by year, they lined up our pockets.
Pinochet be dead like guys, so we dare go Bonds or Spresser and Mendez. Brought forth an era that was never elected. An era of torture, oppression, and slaughter. And when you cried back and wanted back Allende, we said,
hey, it's the American way. When we said freedom at home and abroad, we meant it for TV, not for reality.
Japan bombed us and we won't forget it. Our soldiers died at war and we won't forget it.
3,000 of us died on 9/11.
And by God, we will not forget it.
But you won't find a hashtag talking about what happened on that same day in 1973. While we're sitting and tweeting about our
hashtag first world problems,
stands not a single memorial to Allende. It wasn't 30 years since VE Day before the bald eagle formed a new SS far south of its border and became the black eagle with a pseudonym Condor. You may want freedom, but we want power. We'll attack and we'll coup until our pockets are lined.
And if you dare to fight back, you can count on us to bomb and murder half your people just to keep your war going.
None of this is terrorist. It's for your own good. You may not see it, but those 80,000 people all died for a reason. A reason you'd know if you'd escape from all the slander and listen to nothing but corporate news
Like most of us Americans, you can complain all you want about what we did to your countries. But never forget about that tragedy that happened on September 11, 2001.
You're either with us or against us. And if you cry out, what about us? We say, our 3,000
is greater than your 80,000.
because, hey, it's the American way.
American boy.
8.9, 8.8, 8.5, an 8.9, and a 9.5. Let's go! Let's go!
Let's go on, son.
Let's see it.
It's never been so bad, and I'd like to see
Keep it
it
going, though. On deck, we have Joslyn Art. Up next, let's hear from Lincoln Southeast.
Take me to New York, I'd love to see her. I really want to come to you with you. You'll be my American boy. Tell me what I want.
Feel like I'm in the UK. Everybody gonna say UK.
Hold on, let me adjust this. That was one even. Huh?
Twist the collar
Twist
in
the
the middle.
collar.
In the middle.
Oh, is this
Lower,
cool?
lower. There you go.
I'm Brennan Spleakle, I'm a junior,
I'm Braden Maggart, and I'm a junior.
and we're from Southeast High School.
And this is our poem called Cock Syrup. In my own sick way, I did love you. I can at least promise you that much.
I've been sick lately, and the cough syrup that was prescribed to me leaves a bitter taste, a familiar sensation that I know all too well.
Like a mother tells her child not to forget her starter, you told me to stop.
Stop soaking your lungs in green lace ashes.
Remember to do her homework.
Stop melting delusion on your tongue.
Remember to brush your teeth, but you knew. You knew I had a war in my mind. You knew precisely what I was fighting for, and the battle against myself, and whose side I was on.
The syrup was vibrant. It was orange like a soothing sunset, warm enough for the sea to cradle it beneath it, enough to cure my cold, but the cough syrup was laced with arsenic.
Don't say you didn't know it was laced.
Laced with the trauma, disguised with a good sense of humor and a pretty red dress, a poison that stuffs my lungs with broken fragments that were once whole, and I'm not sure if they're mine or hers.
Don't say I didn't warn you, because I invited you in by preparing you for the worst.
The lines of right and wrong are dissipating.
You thought it'd get better. I warned you that I wouldn't.
I'm still trying to protect her from the floods hiding behind her eyes, the hurricanes beneath her feet.
You keep trying to fix me anyway.
I thought I'd be enough.
But I couldn't even change myself. How could you think that I could change for you?
I'm still trying to be a protective barrier to help fend off her monsters.
You loved the idea of me, what I could be and what I am sometimes.
Then I realized the monsters were on the outside. They were inside of you.
I am a work in progress, but I work alone.
I'll never forget when I asked you why, and you said nothing and looked me dead into my eyes.
You love my words, love poems I uttered off my tongue, and said were for you, but darling, I am a writer.
A master of make-believe. I never understood the power of silence until you saw me hurting because of you, and you did it anyway.
Manipulation is my craft, and I can't feel anything. I couldn't feel my own heart beating, but I could feel your pulse in my palms.
Hands felt limp when I realized you'd never hold them again, and like I once fell into you, I fell into the absence of your smile.
You are entitled to more than what I could give you, and in my world I see, but I do not exist. I am omniscient third person.
I'm starting to think you have a dark sense of humor, like life's some joke and I'm only a game piece, but the object of this game is that I'm trying to rescue you from yourself and you don't want to be saved. Tragic story with the world ending that I still want to be a part of and I don't know why. Like the green lace ashes you see are killing you, it's killing me.
I think maybe you read too many Nicholas Sparks novels. I think maybe you thought that I could write you into a romance and I could be the director and somehow act in it too. But I do not write romance unless it's tragic. And I don't buy into or sell happily ever after.
Darling, your starry eyes are bound to come back to Earth someday because you don't deserve the hollow mess that life has carved out for you. And dear, I want to be the supernova that gives you a whole new world, a chance at happiness. But in order for a supernova to happen, both light and dark matter have to fuse together. But you walked away.
In my own sick way, I did love you, but that's just it. I'm sick.
And I deserve so much more than this.
And so the two of us went down in flames.
Alright, some scores, and here they are. I have an 8.9. I have an 8.8. I have an 8.9, a 9.3, and a 9.6. Give it up for the boys. On deck is LHS. We're coming up to the stage right now. It's a vote from
And my poem is entitled Another Sleepless Night. You have lost the right to call me sister, and I no longer call you brother. I remember the names you called me like I was the epitome of the thing you hated most. The stench of your teenage boy cologne staining the walls of my room like it was the boys' locker room at school. The weight of your body against mine pushing the breath out of me like a deflating balloon, an ache in my hip when you left, I remember. I wake crying at the same ache in my hip, quickly becoming the same fire against my skin that I felt when I touched the top of a hot stove at 9 years old, and I prepare myself for another sleepless night, no longer remembering. Staring lifelessly around my room, so full of color. The light breast orange of the closet door, the gray blue of the carpets, the yellow of the flowers on my blanket. I focus on trying to remember what happened all those years ago. I know you're the reason for a number of my problems. I know that because of you, I've been put through years of counseling, answering the same questions over and over again. I almost committed suicide once. Twice. 6 times, been ushered twice into the youth unit of a mental hospital while nurses in Frankenstein green scrubs told me, "You'll be okay again soon," quickly followed by the latch of a metal door behind me, shutting me into a place I didn't know or trust, like a monkey in a cage. You are the reason I can't be close to men, but I don't know why. Every night I wake with an ache in my hip, accepting that it will be another sleepless night. I rack my brain until I can feel my skull pulsing with every beat of my heart, trying to remember, always coming up short. Eventually I gave up. I accepted that I would never know why I blamed you for everything. But then I saw you, and the memories came rushing back to me, each of them ripping away at me like the fringe separating from the side of a sheet of paper. Now I understand. I understand how you were a part of it all. It was because of you that I slipped into the bathroom each night seeking comfort in the gentle caress of a blade across my ivory skin that I woke each night sobbing at an ache deep in my being, unchanged by counseling in hospitals. You took something from me that first night, and more so every night after. Something which cannot be given back, no matter what is done to try. Something that by losing caused me to shut down from everyone. What should have been mine to give was taken from me by you. Did you ever think of what my 7-year-old mind thought was going on? What about when I was 8, 9, 12, or 13? Did you think of how it would eventually destroy me? Did you ever think of me? You have lost the right to call me sister, and I will never again call you brother. Because if it weren't for you, I would not be waking with an ache in my hip, surviving yet another sleepless night.
All right, thank you, Gothenburg. Judges! Keep them up. Keep them up. I didn't get them all yet. All right. So we got scores of 8.7. We have an 8. A 9.3. A 9.3. And a 9.0. Let's hear it from the on deck, we have Scott Catholic. Up next, let's hear it for Lincoln High School!
Hello, my name is Shannon Hicks, and I'm a junior at Lincoln High School. And my poem is titled Mistake. Look me in the eyes is a phrase that still flutters my heart whenever it's uttered. I used to think something was wrong with me. Something wrong with the way the mounds of food on my plate could not touch. Something wrong with the way fluorescent lights ignite my brain like a firecracker. Something wrong with me. My doctor calls it autism spectrum disorder, but I call it living. When I was young, I called it alone on the playground disorder. My peers communicated in a code of giggles and conversations I could not decipher. I never broke the rules. The problem was, I played by the wrong ones. My whole life, I have been studying a book written in a language I do not know, memorizing the smiles painted on their faces, the breathless laughs bellowing from bouncing bellies. I am analyzing the social cues that are invisible to me. But at school, I used to want to evaporate and would notice the silent struggle in the back of the class. She looks like a sarcastic smart girl, and yes, although I was reading at the age of 3, to this day I can't follow multi-step directions unless they're written down. All I could be in the back of an 8th grade history class was the 3 conversations buzzing behind me. My leg tried to shake off the anxiety. The waistline of my 2 sizes too big jeans felt like a handcuff. Here I am now, a college-bound junior in high school. Hoping has become my method of coping, even if the kids in my pre-calculus class crack jokes at my careful notes. And my conversational skills may be, well, confusing at best. I will never be convinced that my autism indicates inferiority. I was diagnosed last summer. Autism felt like an answer to a question I didn't know how to ask, an unarticulatable question that dripped down the side of my nose, late on nights when the quivering in my lonely bones became too much to bear. But not everyone in my life has read my questions, so they don't all understand my answer. When I reveal to you that I have autism, it is not a plea for you to convince me otherwise, or an invitation for comparison. Just because my articulation appears to adhere to your standards does not mean I am any better than my nonverbal brothers and sisters. You don't see that autistic is not a compliment. It's invalidating. I will not look you in the eyes, but know that my lack of conformity includes the things you try not to conform to. I've always stood up to the bullies and cultivated connections with the kids outside of the cliques. I forgive freely and don't foster grudges. Autism affects my ability to follow the crowd, and that is not disorder. Yes, sometimes I struggle, but nothing is wrong with me. Nothing is wrong with us. Autistic is not synonymous with mistake. Thank you.
All right, let's get some noise up in the toilet. Cool. All right, here come your scores. Nicole, I have an 8.9. I have a 9.0. I have a 9.4. A 9.6. And a 9.6. You're on deck to start round 4. But right now, we're going to hear a word from
Hi, my name's Maria Miller. I'm a sophomore at Step Catholic. And this poem is titled Snow White. I wonder if your favorite fairy tale is Snow White. If there's something about a young girl with light skin, dark hair, poisoned and paralyzed that makes you tick. You, Prince Charming, replaced the evil queen, slipped yes into my drink, and then my delusion gave you consent. No matter how I strained my vocal cords, my screams refused to reach my frozen lips. As reality was ripped away, my last bit of consciousness captured blurry snapshots of evidence that will never see the courtroom. Blinding bottle blonde hair, the pungent stench of Axe body spray, a twitching crumple of a condom wrapper set against the backdrop of a pounding bass, shaking your framed picture slowly falling from the nightstand. Your dripping voice was the last sound flooding into my ear as I slipped into the darkness. The next morning, as I ran my hands through my mangled hair in an attempt to nurse my pounding headache, I recounted the events of a nightmare I had the night before to my best friend. I remembered it was fiction, and by the time I sorted my dreams into a reality, the trail led to you when as cold as your hands had been. The welts where your fingers shattered my skin refused to fade. I still flinch sometimes at loud noises despite their innocence. I know on my worst days, a book dropping can throw me into a flashback, even if just for a moment, casual touch has become a foreign concept. I braced myself for friendly goodbyes and family reunions where I am expected to engage with my body coherently. My girlfriend asks permission every time she touches me. I wish she didn't have to. But the worst aspect of my recovery is outside of myself, because talking about it elicits three responses. Pity, with their head tilted slightly to the side. My new personality to them is victim. Anger, asking who it was so they can have their revenge. Interrogation, why was I there? Who was I with? Why wasn't I watching my drink? It's any combination of the above, all spoken uncomfortably because my life has become a taboo timeline of unfortunate events. They will forever wince when someone mentions the word rape with me in the room, wait for it to trigger something, watch their words, watch when they place their hands. I wonder about you. My dear Prince, Do you dream of me? Does my voice ring in your ears in the morning as a bell or a siren? Do you know my name? Or is my unconscious body still your fairy tale, frozen and quiet? Your very own Snow White.
A 9.7. 9.2. 8.7. A 9. And a 9.5. Let's hear it for the poets. All right, on deck. Lincoln High School. Up first in round 4. Gothenburg.
I'm a freshman at Gothenburg High School.
Hello, my name is Kira Boy and I'm a senior.
Hi, I'm Joslyn. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. Okay. Hi, I'm Joslyn Kennigan. I'm a sophomore and we're from Gothenburg High School.
We are poets! Ooh. And our poem is entitled,
To Those Who Don't Believe. Tick tock, the clock struck 3. The party ran wild, my drinks spilled to the floor. Tick tock,
time passed.
my limbs grew heavy
As I counted
the seconds, the minutes. Tick tock.
You asked for it.
Should have checked your drink.
Shouldn't have worn those shorts.
Should have stayed away from him.
If you tell me that my shorts provoked him, that the word hypno slipped into my drink, should have been detected, although it's
tasteless and odorless, that I shouldn't have trusted my best friend to watch my drink while I went to the bathroom because nobody can be trusted. Then you're telling me I should know who's going to do it, when and where it's going to happen, and how to control it.
You tell me not to act like the victim because
I ruined his chance for any career.
If I am listed as a sexual offender on the report, which forces
everyone else
to me as the bad guy. The thing is, although he's blacklisted, it doesn't change the effect of what happened to me.
It doesn't change the effect on any of us. The rope that I used in an attempt to hang myself reminds me of the same one he used to bind my wrists to each other.
44% of us are under the age of 18.
And 80% under the age of 30. We are victims to our abuser in our society.
There's about
293,000
cases of sexual assault in the United States, and about
98% of the rapists
will spend a day in jail or prison.
Every 107 seconds,
someone is sexually assaulted, with
7%
on school grounds,
13% in
friends, neighbors, or relatives' houses,
and 18% in public. Not only can I not trust my friends, I have to worry about the places I choose to visit and where I work.
Because obviously you can't get away from rape. Even if you're famous, like Kesha, who's slowly losing her fame because she cannot work with her producer who sexually assaulted her. In Twitter comments, Dr. Luke stated, "I didn't rape Kesha and have never had sex with her. Kesha and I were friends for many years and she was like my little sister. I can tell you personally, siblinghood won't stop rape."
People preach to us statistics to tell about how half all the victims couldn't experience rape from someone they know. But then you get offended when I say that it was your son who found it necessary to put something equivalent to a horse tranquilizer in my drink so he could get lucky. Guess he's not so lucky now.
Very few assaults are turned in.
5% to be exact, or 32 out of every 100.
Making rape the most underreported crime. Out of those which are reported,
7
rapists are arrested, 3 referred to prosecutors, 2 felony conviction, and 2 spend a single day in prison while the rest walk free.
Why?
Shouldn't we speak up when this happens to us?
You argue yes, but when it comes down to it, it's easier said than done because many won't believe me since he's a star of the football team. They won't believe that he ever raped anyone. You even tell us that those who died from it obviously love every second of it.
Tick tock, the clock struck 4. I was left in silence, in darkness. Tick, 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 tock, tock, tock.
One more round for the boys. Alright, I have some scores for you here. I have an 8.9. I have another 8.9. I have a 9.5, a 9.4, and a 9.7. But you are on deck right now. Please welcome to the stage your poets from Lincoln High School.
Hi, my name is Karina Hinkley, and I'm a sophomore at Lincoln High School. And this is called The Faces on the Pages. The faces on the pages are, for once, not judgmental. And do math in the morning. I can definitely do math the night before and shoot myself in the foot in the morning. Finding friends in the faces in the pages is in itself some form of teenage angst, but no one understands me like those fictional characters that can't talk back and or question me, Mom. But that's okay too, because finding solace in these fictional universes isn't something to be mocked or laughed at. I know for a fact that I am not the only one that groans at and secretly loves all of Peter Parker's puns, or valiantly admires Captain America, who broods along with the Batman and longs to look at the world the way that Superman can, to have the determination of Daredevil and the resolve of every single one of the Robins, because there's been like 7. And that would be a lot of resolve. After all those desirable characters in fictional universes have to be based on something. Something essential, imperfect, heroic, something human. And I learned that from comic books.
A 9. 5.2. 5.3. A 9. And another 9. Let's go. On deck, Lincoln Southeast, jump down. Let's hear for Scott Kaplan.
Hey, I did it. Hi, my name is Hope Stratman, and I'm a sophomore at Fred Catholic. And my poem is titled Light.
At its core, the sun can reach over 27 million degrees Fahrenheit. Nuclear fusion creates light and heat. 386 billion megawatts of glorious brilliance. I see vibrant yellows and whites streaming out of the souls of every being I know. So much light that it breaks through the suffocating confines of marrow and cell to intertwine with the blaze of others. The earth is illumined with the glowing torches of its inhabitants. The ancient Aztecs offered sacrifices to the overwhelmingly bright bulb that pulsed just above them. But there are over 100 billion stars in our galaxy alone. As far as you ventured into the universe, you would never stop seeing shining, glowing torches lighting up their solar systems. Yet the Aztecs were unable to look past the obvious star right on their doorstep. The quiet girl in my theology class doesn't even know what kind of brilliance she exudes. Sure, she doesn't talk much, but she wraps everyone she knows in warm rays of love. And then there's that boy in theater who almost bursts any room he's in with the pure joy of his laugh. It's like his very being was created for brightening. Many don't even know that the world is ablaze, much less that they're the cause. But I know a boy who only speaks when you call his name. Twice. Whose shoulders are so slumped they seem immobile. The room turns a foggy black with every sarcastic comment he makes. Our sun can reach 27 million degrees, but these red dwarfs can barely reach 5,000. The beautiful glow dulls and it shrinks into itself. I know a girl who won't let herself talk to anyone she doesn't know because I'm afraid they won't like me. Who some days feels her pulsating rays coil into smoke. I know that for every dull star among us, miles of shadows stretch across the earth, but I don't know how to compress my smoke back into light. You know that one day, after all of its hydrogen has been used up, the sun will burn helium. It will expand, engulfing our Earth in heat, in gas, and in the light that has sustained life since the first bacterium formed. But what are we waiting for? We are cosmic phenomena encased in heaps of flesh and bone. The sunshine that is in every living person is our proof that humanity is divine, that it is celestial. Feel the incandescence that dances from your fingertips. Let it intertwine with the blaze of others to illuminate the world.
Give it up one more time. Alright, here are your scores. I'm an 8.7. I'm an 8.9. A 9.2. Another 8.9. And a 9.5. And give it up nice and loud for the last word of this round from Lincoln Southeast.
Collins. I'm a senior from Lincoln Southeast High School. And just before I start this poem, take care of yourself. If you need to leave during any of the time, I'm not going to be offended. The title of this piece is, I used to write love poems. Grandma, I love you. I just wanted to say that first because we haven't spoken in a while. I miss you. I miss you so much, Grandma. I miss the way you play piano. The way your soprano voice warbled like your keys were dancing on the fingers. We haven't tuned the piano since you died. Its dissonant keys don't remind me of you anymore. I remember how you said you wanted to be a superhero. How you wanted to travel the world in red, white, and blue spandex, bringing peace and love wherever you went, because that was the only superpower you needed. Grandma, that was a superpower you already had. Did you know that everywhere you went, you filled the room with love like a church organ fills the chapel? Grandma, I have to ask you something. Is Grandpa with you? And if so, does he know I don't write love poems anymore? Does he know that ever since he killed himself, I forgot what it means to love someone? When he reached the pearly gates, did you scold him, Grandma? I know that God is forgiving and that you are too, but I don't know how to. I don't know how to forgive him for what he did. Grandma, I used to write love poems. There's no more room for love in the empty space that your death left in me. Grandma, does he know I lost all the happy memories of that house? That when he painted the walls with his blood, my memories of him were caught in the spray. Things have changed since you've left. Walls have been torn down, carpets ripped up, drawers rearranged. The only testament to your time there is a dying piano and a memory of him sitting there, a backdrop of his own blood. They say he did it for love. Grandma, they say he killed himself for you. Grandma, I need you to ask him something. I need to know where he found love in that chainsaw. Grandma, I need to know, was the hum reminding him of your love songs? Did the spinning teeth remind him of your kisses on his neck? Did the pain teach him what it felt to be human again? Grandma, they say he killed himself because you weren't there to love him anymore. But Grandma, I was there to love him still. His family was there to love him still. Grandma, his church was there to love him still. Grandma, ask him why that wasn't enough. Because I can't stop asking me that, can't stop asking myself that same question. Grandma, tell him I love him. And while I haven't forgiven him, I know that you taught me that one doesn't require the other. Tell him I miss him. I miss the smell of his cologne. I miss the way he cried every time a new baby joined our family. Grandma, tell him I want to be a superhero, just like you were.
Alright, the numbers are 9.1, 9.5, 9.6, 9.3, and 9.4. That's the end of round 4. We're going to have a 3-minute break. Coaches are about energy tonight with Gina Keplinger. Meet with her right there. If you're one of the lead teachers from any of these 4 schools, come talk to me over here. I just want to thank you.
Childhood deep inside our skin. Something lonely, lost and lonely, just like heaven.
Smith, the Kiewit Foundation, A.B.L. Scott Foundation, the Whites Family Foundation. We get a lot of other donors. If you put in $1 or more in the bucket outside, thank you so much. If you bought a t-shirt, it helps us. Like I said, we're a nonprofit, but we believe in art and artists, so we pay our coaches and try to keep the artists here in town. We'll get started in 1 minute. 1 minute warning.
Now all that certain is judgment day. Morality students left the trail at this moment. It seems to fail. Selfishness has a destructive path. Regret beats out in the aftermath. But it's not as bad as it may seem. For I know a place that's found in dreams. Vision to my mind, let me see that it happens. Please make truly be. When your inner soul is known to you, spiritual practice captured too. If you open your mind, you'll be welcome to you. There's no wrong when life was
starting right after this one. It's gonna be a blast, and it all leads up to the finals at the Holland Center 2 weeks from tonight, 7 o'clock. Come on down and root on everybody who's there. Everybody who's not, because that's the thing to do. All right. In the fourth round, we will hear poems from Lincoln High School, led by Scott Catholic, then Lincoln Southeast, and close off the night with Joslyn Art. All right. Can we get our, all right, all 4 microphones on, because it's time for the group piece round. This is this mic up close. This is this mic back a bit, up, really loud. All right.
This is this mic up close. This is this mic far back. This is this mic to Stacy. We get a little bit louder each time I get close to the mic. There's the mic.
All right, and this is this mic right up on it. This mic back a little bit and move it up, and that's how it works.
And this is this one with me right up on it. See it? All right, here's me getting back, further back, way back here. Don't come way back here. It doesn't sound very good. All right, here's where it starts sounding good again.
All right, put your right hand in, put your right hand out. This is what it's all about. All right. Let's get it started. Are you ready? Are you ready? On deck, Scott High School, up right now. Lincoln!
Hi, I'm Jack Buchanan.
Corinne Inkley, Callie McCray, and we are sophomores representing Lincoln High.
This poem is called Promise. In my life, I've come to know the only things you're ever promised are
funerals and falling in love.
We may not remember the latter.
And we may not remember the first breath we took that sealed our contract with existence. And we may not remember the first words we spoke that focused you in on falling in love. I remember my first word. It was crackle. And it seems silly now that I fell in love with a saltine, but its beauty made me speak.
And how can I not be grateful for love?
I fell in love with a saltine.
And in that moment, my heart magnetized my head into opening my mouth.
I fell in love with living.
Because you're promised that.
Because you're promised that. I fell in love with the people who fell in love with me.
We were against the daunting possibilities of the future.
I learned no matter who I am, you will always love me. Mama, the first word to leave my mouth was a vow to be together.
We bound together ties that were once separated by oceans.
Because we were promised that.
We were promised that the world is our oyster.
Oyster, cracker.
And while the world may be spinning, we fell in love with the moments that keep us
still.
My first word was baby. Because the beauty of living in that moment told my heart to beat faster and my lungs to breathe harder until I spoke.
About my dogs. Because oftentimes they're better listeners than people, and growing up around the hounds, you develop an appreciation for life. My first word was dog, because a dog is the one creature that gives unconditional love, unlike humans, but dogs, like humans, are mortal. And I guess I was promised that. And I've been to a funeral, because you're promised that.
Death doesn't always separate people. Sometimes the experience brings us together.
We realize living the life we have now
Is more important than worrying about the future.
Because I've been to a funeral.
Because we have been to a funeral.
But you're promised that. Even when the world slows down, we are assured that it will never stop. Because the universe is careful about never breaking its promises.
At the last service I went to, the pastor told me that you move into things and you move out of things.
We fell into grief, and out of that,
Facing death and its acts of stealing breath and opportunity.
And into the parts of life that make us whole.
Powering through our mourning, it became more beautiful than anything we could ever make.
All moments are precious.
Even the first ones.
And we
are promised that. All right, that is Lincoln High School judges.
Maggie, I missed yours. All right, yeah, score is love. 8.9, 8.8, 8.9, a 9, and a 9. Let's hear it for Lincoln High. On deck, we have Lincoln Southeast. Up next, welcome up Scott Cadway.
Hi, my name's Claire Coleman, and I'm a freshman.
Hello again, Rebecca Sun, still a junior.
I'm Maria Miller, I'm a sophomore.
And I'm Lily Yates, and I'm a sophomore. And we go to Scott Catholic.
I like your work!
And this poem is titled
Joke.
Each night as I fall asleep, each morning as I drag myself awake, it's always the same. Conversations that could have been and that already were jumble my thoughts until I can't tell what I'm speaking aloud anymore. And I'm just hoping one of these days, I'll be able to script down an encounter perfectly the first time, roping in actors who never knew they were on script to begin with. Hi, no, never mind, hello. No, wait, sorry, let's start that again. Weight of the world in the first word I said. My mind has become a raven circling around the shiny pile of words found at the base of my throat, trying to push all of them up at once in some form of order, tripping up my own tongue. I should probably take a breath, but there's so much that needs to be said.
You know that if you choke now, your voice will be blocked for hours to come. That backlog of words you wish you could reel back in like a lucid fish. Swallowing your words hurts nothing.
Swallowing my words hurts everything. In the 6th grade, it should have been easy to counteract a bully's quips with my own bombardment of words, but instead, I sat there and she called me fat. Any possible comebacks tangling themselves in a knot in my throat like loose kite strings, they didn't come undone until I found somewhere to cry. It was the first time I learned what my own words tasted like when I forced them down. Why else would I try to script these encounters out like poetry, placing those right words at the right time in the right order with the right rhythm to create something I have no problem casting out into the world? I just don't want to say anything I'll regret.
Look, from family to anyone I'll ever meet now who might see me once again.
And suddenly this poem I've been building is gone. I ramble, I tumble, there's no point to the words I say, and soon I am trying to cram all of them back into the hollow of my throat. A retracted hey collides with a how are you?
Hey, are you?
Good luck, Mrs. Break a leg.
Break a lock.
And I am just
trying to keep my head above water while keeping this traffic jam of fishing lines and kite strings untangled in my throat, pushing them until their lines snap with no way to reel back anything I say anymore. I don't know how to tell you. My lungs are full of water, my words are full of trying, and I have been tossing out sentences as gravity was trying to find something to grab onto. I have never wanted to swallow my words so badly. But I can't keep forcing them down. Can't keep tasting this salt water and defeat rise up in my throat. I have begun trying to let conversations happen as they will. Letting go of kite strings to knot themselves in trees, and letting fishing poles sink down deep in the riverbed. I have not lost that worry. Have not shaken that feeling of regret that something is cast out, but at least I'm trying to leave it there. I wish that someday I could let every last word come leaping out of my throat without worrying about what would snag my line. I wish I could pry open my jaws, cast out that first sound, first sentence, and talk to you. And then never, ever choke.
Give it up one more time for Scott. There it is. Here are your scores. I have a 9. I have a 9.3. I have a 9.2. I have a 9.1. And a 9. Give it up for the 5. Gothenburg, you're on deck. Right now we're going to hear a group poem from Lincoln South East.
I'm a freshman.
I'm Brennan Sleekle, I'm a junior.
I'm Braden Maggart, and I'm a junior.
I'm Austin Rousseau, and I'm also a junior, and we are from Lincoln Southeast High School.
And this is our poem called Lost in the Mail.
Dear Kyle, hi. First off, I would like to apologize for all my jokes and choir. See, I was homeschooled, so I don't know how to flirt.
Dear Justin, you don't remember me.
I remember you though.
That's all I need.
Dear Michelle, your GPA is a 4.2, the same number that represents my confidence on a scale of 1 to 10.
Dear Alex, I'm pretty sure the reason on the border of failing advanced algebra.
The teacher says it's my lack of effort, but the thing about that
I
is...
love the way you stare at me in choir.
In English.
Or is it the wall?
Or is it the door?
It's probably me.
Definitely me.
And I would put in the effort. Your face wasn't so aesthetically pleasing, and oh god, now you know we had advanced algebra together.
I can't perform this, you don't know who it is. And you can't know who it is, because I'm worried that you'll think that I work in your company. And I don't think that.
When I think of an angel's voice, I think of yours.
I remember you like the moon remembers the sun.
I like your hair. It's black and sinister like a goddess in the night sky.
The glistening light that reflects off of your braces and phrases, sissy acne really drives me wild. But I'm trying to think of a nonsense way of telling you that I like you, but I haven't thought of one yet. And I'm putting my teeth so there's only one way to say those 3 words for you. That can't be true, because there are 6,500 languages of man. So there has to be at least 6,500.
Would it be original that started listing them off?
Wait, has that ever been done before?
Alex, I talk a lot. You don't have braces or cystic acne.
And your GPA isn't really a 4.2, but this is a slam poem, so I have a poetic right to say anything I please and hide from you.
Alex, or Schnauz, we used to call you. I put you on a pedestal that I have yet to stand on, and suddenly I'm realizing that this poem shouldn't be for you, and
You're the wrong recipient. To myself. You are far more worthy of your loved ones than somebody you don't even know.
Kyle, I've been hurt in the past because the guy faces rejection, and I'm hesitant because I felt undeserving before.
Unworthy of your love.
Austin, you're a little awkward when you talk to him and you let it get to you.
Don't let it get to you.
because you are worth so much more than a boy.
Never forget that.
Sincerely, awkward, flawed, yet worthy.
Let's Lincoln Southeast! Gotcha! Scores are, we have a 9. We have a 9.4, a 9.5, a 9.6, and a 9.3. The champ with the poet! Keepers all let us bring up Gothenburg!
Hi, I'm Joslyn.
I'm Blake.
I'm Delaney.
And I'm AJ, and we're sophomores from Gothenburg High School.
We are poets.
Whoa!
Alright, and this is our goal. What you need to know is.
What you need to know is, Ryan Groney was a teacher, principal, and friend, standing at 6'1" with dark hair that was designated as Shaggy by the school superintendent. It became the punchline to so many jokes. He had gaps seen
Wrinkles at each end of his smile,
From standing in the hall screaming
everyone.
pass.
His big brown eyes could place value on anyone he met.
no matter what they look like,
No matter where they came from,
No matter what they believed in.
you are smart,
beautiful,
special.
Loved.
those were the conversations of his life.
The tone in his voice never held the harshness of a principal with a paddle.
Kindness drifted
From his eyes,
From his words,
a tone that could calm the ocean.
what you need to know is, he was an ordinary guy, fighting in an extraordinary way.
He had a wife and 2 kids.
But cancer doesn't care. It's like a drive-by shooting, attacking quickly before anyone knows what has happened.
Or what to do.
But these bullet holes don't show on the outside. These wounds have no cure or any way to stop the pain that they cause.
The cancer took that beautiful hair all the way not once,
Twice, but 3 times.
Leaving only this shiny, empty scalp in its place.
but yet his determination never seemed to fade.
And we didn't let him fight alone. What you need to know is,
Hashtag Growing Strong was our campaign.
and yellow marked the color of his battle. We wear a sea of yellow ribbons and yellow shirts at every game.
For he was the man who painted our town yellow. Windows of shops were filled with yellow signs, silently screaming of our love.
We shaved our heads to show our pride.
We refused to fail anything for someone who tried so hard.
We are growing strong.
And Swedes don't fight alone.
Toward the end of the battle, Mr. Groney was having a good day. He told his wife that he needed to see his boys play one more basketball game. The highlight of that game wasn't a shot or a pass. Is Mr. Groney giving thumbs up to Gothenburg, smiling. He hugged each boy as they exited the court, and it took a lot of wind out of him. So what was it like for everyone that day, February 10th, 2016? For everyone at GHS, it felt like a hurricane.
The silence settled over the halls, accepted reluctantly, like the passing of one who was dearly loved and forever remembered.
What you need to know is nothing was or ever will be the same without him.
We will all wait for the day to see him again.
Cancer took our friend away.
And we took a stand.
As a family.
Life is not about getting from point A
To point B.
Life is about
all the in-between, and he lived his in-between fully.
We let our tears fall, but nothing else will.
because we
Are growing strong. We honor his memory by creating a better world for future generations through caring and kindness.
What
you need to know is,
in his dying, he taught each of us,
to laugh,
smile,
fight,
love.
to live. Give it up for the poets! Judges!
All right, here come your scores. We have an 8.5. We have an 8.6. We have a 9. We have a 9.4. And a 9.8. Give it up for We're going to do some math here, so just hold on and you'll hear about a bunch of awesome things in a minute. All right. Can we get all the students, all the teams, the coaches? Come on up. Post this down in style. In fourth place tonight. Oh, hold on. Wait, more votes. More votes. Always room for more votes. More votes. More votes. I want you to give as much love as you can to every one of these teams. In fourth place tonight, we have Lincoln High School! In third place, let's hear for Gothenburg! In second place tonight, please put your hands together for Spurs! Which means going to the finals 2 weeks from tonight at the Holland Center. Come see them. Lincoln Southeast. We have another bout starting soon, but first, Matt and I would like to recognize the seniors from Gothenburg, Lincoln High, and Scott, who will be finishing their season tonight. Seniors, where are you? Raise your hands! Raise your hands! guys. You should definitely do that.
Alrighty, so that is the end of this live stream. Thank you for tuning in. Looks like we did have that costume violation for having shirts on that you then reference in the poem, which is unfortunately would have been fined on, or would have been penalized on national stages. So we echo that here, and the rules of Louder Than a Bomb include those provisions so that students are only using their words and the microphone. But what really matters is that was an incredible show. Scott bringing personal but really, really passionate pieces. Lincoln Southeast bringing a great range of different performance levels and a great range of passion and just commitment to their very stories that they're sharing. Lincoln High, a lot of identity poems tonight from them, a really great duo. Just was such a unique thing to see from a high school poetry competition. You'll never see a poem like that anywhere else. And of course Gothenburg with again really wonderful polished work and just getting hung up on the technicality. But that's how it goes sometimes. We will definitely be inviting poets from Gothenburg to maybe sacrifice or to feature in the finals. Those are on April 25th at the Holland Center, so you should be there. I'm going to stop this stream and start the next one. So we will see you in a little bit. Next stream.